You understand? UPK, One West in the Command Junior High to all my brothers. We rollin' through, you understand? Cause these niggas weak, these niggas don't know what to do. You see these soldiers beside me, standing in all black with them shields on post, watching, they all my brothers.
Gold is precious, but loyalty is priceless. Harm on the mind might leave you lifeless. Wrong with this shit, I'ma need a diapers. Endure through any crisis, cause all my niggas righteous. I don't politic with vipers. Cowards fold, real niggas hold rank. Stand for what they believe in, won't compromise a day. Never harmonize with traitors. Do not affiliate with impersonators. You cross the line, you gon' catch the vapors. My niggas strong, no chase. Them other niggas sweet like annihilators. Tank full of brown sugar like annihilate. Every time I move, a righteous demonstration. All I deny is Satan. My brother's glorious, true warriors. Delay my sword down, the damn sentence can't stop till we notorious. Thrown in my way with a supreme audience. Proud ass nigga get exiled, no loitering around my brothers.
Yeah, you already know what it is. 144 back again, UPK style, putting it down for my brothers. And I roll with straight soldiers.
That's
you
right.
See them niggas with them shields
That's
and
right.
the fatigues and them boots, they my brothers. We gon' rule it on the king, you understand? We gon' rule this bitch at all costs. Nigga, we gon' take these from them crackers.
That's right, that's right, that's
take
right,
it to the
that's
ground,
right,
and we gon'
that's
eat
right,
and
that's
drink. Me and all
my
my
brain like the ladder house. You can't blend with my men, nigga. I can tell you fake from your treacherous mouth. Claiming God is all love, we don't believe that. Give a damn about your 2 cents, fuck your feedback. I give it all for my brothers, they deserve it. No excuses for my niggas, they striving to be perfect. Sacrifice whatever form, they never owe me. You be cake, we click tight like Sweet Pea and Joey. Endure to the end, it's what a wise man told me. Liquor from the top shelf, but I spit it with the loaded. 144, nigga, everybody know me. All I ever wanted was revenge, fuck a road. Say you down for the cause, gotta show me. Stand tall and do not blush. Remain calm when the danger pop up. Flow deep like David Jones locker. More bars than Central Locker. No competition, only glory in the distance for my brothers. Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. My hymen say I cup full. No room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't UPK, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, it drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and Johanna had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring their bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. Them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. Them devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Ain't loyal to the king.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on. I can't really do shit because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking back! Ah!
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
Okay. So you hear me? I'm peeking on the joint. Most High in Christ, man. Let's clap it up. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah to all my sisters. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Durham, North Carolina. This is the Monday night scripture breakdown / history class. Priest and officer of 500 Abouot holding it down. You know what I'm saying, as captain of 13,000 Nayadak, you know what I'm saying, could not be here today, you know what I'm saying, but in his, it's like in his stead, I'm gonna do my best, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and break down some scriptures if y'all got any questions. If not, of course, we can always save those questions for when he's here, you know what I'm saying, or another brother during the week might be able to break them down if we can get the breakdown in time, you know what I mean, but then if we don't have any questions, of course, I'm gonna go into my topic. I'm gonna check the online real quick. So, Yanazar, I gotta send you those articles. Shalaki, just bear with me just 1 second. So I'm gonna try to send them to you in order. Start with this one, copy. And let me know when you get them, of course. Boom. All right, just sent you one just now. Not yet. No. Salakia. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yo. No, I'll tell you that.
No sweat.
Because I went on the computer, I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
blue letter on the computer. I know how to do
Okay.
that shit now.
Oh, Most High in Christ.
Yo, like when you said we got 10 different meanings for certain words.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like what was the word that I looked up?
Yeah, it's a few different meanings
You got
for different words. Con.
Context. Like,
Yup, that's exactly what it is.
There was one word I was looking up today. Con, or was it?
Oh, you got the mic, right?
No.
Con, get the joint right here.
And when it was H, was it H? 1961,
I got you.
I think it was. A cop. That joint had like 15 possible uses.
Oh, word.
Word.
Pause, test your mic.
Testing. That's good. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's what it is. All right, no sweat.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Come.
Yeah, Salaki for that. Just had a slight hiccup with the mic, you know what I'm saying? We went ahead and fixed that. That's no sweat, that's no problem. All right. Shalom. Got the sister Azad Shah in the building. Trooper Kwadum in the building. Shalom. What's going on, y'all? Let me check the Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Looks like nothing on the Facebook as of yet. All right, no sweat. So you had something you wanted to bring out?
No, I was just saying. I'm talking about the uses of words.
Okay,
like,
Con.
You know, I had went on the Blue Letter. First time I went on it on my computer, you know,
Yeah.
and I was doing a little investigation on some certain words, and I came across one word, and then I went to the H number. You know, it was, I think it was H 1961 or something like that. And it was like 10 or 15 different usages for the word.
That's how it works. You know what I mean? Because again, our language, you know what I'm saying, is not like English. You know what I'm saying? Where English is limited in certain ways, and in some things it just does too much.
Can I ask you
Please.
a language related question?
Yeah.
Like I looked up oth also, like, and like they said that there's really no translation for that.
Say it one more time.
For oth.
What do you mean there's no translation for oth?
There's no, like when I looked it up, it says there's no translation, but it's used in certain contexts, like for like what's the word I want? It's used like for like if you own something or you possess something, like a possessive.
Yeah, you'd have to give it to me in the context of a sentence.
Oth, the ah and the tha.
Come on, but I'm saying, but where have you heard us use it?
I see it all the time, and when we read in oth.
No, you mean you see a ah and a tha.
Yeah.
But there's times when ah and tha is a tha.
Okay, come on. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So that particular H, whichever one you're talking about,
Right.
in those situations, if you go to the next one, a lot of times it'll be the same letters, but they're presented as a different pronunciation.
Kind of don't
You know what I'm saying?
Because then they went to athwa. It had the ath and a wa and a tha. A wath. Anyway.
No, we'll check it out the class,
I'll learn.
Because a tha, I mean, you can easily find. Matter of fact, I might have it right here. Let me see, real quick. Again, we're not gonna turn it into a language class, but if the brother has a question, you know what I'm saying, if I can answer it real fast, and that's what we'll do. So let me see. I may have it, I may not, in my notes already. Nah, I don't have it in these notes as of right now. Con, that's no sweat.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, we talk. No. We I already sent them those. Yeah, Con. Okay, you know, Salaki, he's probably taking Con. Matter of fact, you got paper in the back? I got some. Yeah, I got some with some lines and came prepared. I mean, I try to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah, ath or atha, you'll see that, you know what I mean? We can look it up afterwards, but yeah, it means you. You know what I'm saying? It's a second person pronoun. Yeah, and you can okay, as I'm saying, you probably just the number you were on, they're associating it with some other word. You know what I'm saying? Because again, context matters. So, but when we say atha, you know, if it has a tha, and a ha at the end, you know that's a tha. Right? But then sometimes you'll see without the ha. You know what I mean? So again, it depends on context. Our language context is everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Context is everything. You understand? So that's one of the major differences right there. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll look at it after the class. You know what I'm saying? But let me check Facebook once again. Let me see.
Okay, I got that. I pulled up the article. Ceramics. Who is it? Ceramics.
Count. That's the one we're gonna start with.
Okay, no time crap.
Oh, I gotta plug my phone up. Let me check the YouTube. Let me see if there's anything on YouTube. Any questions, any comments? Nah, no sweat. No sweat. All right, so my topic for today, what we're going to get into, I want to talk about, of course, we got, what's today? December what? December 21st. This week, at the end of this week, everybody is going to be watching the same movies for the 100th time. They're going to be singing the same songs for the 1,000th time. You feel me? It's going to be the whole same thing over and over again. It's have a little bit of difference, but a little bit of coronavirus sprinkled on top. That might change it up a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to be that nasty thing called Christmas yet again. And I can say that with confidence, you understand? Because I've seen it far too many times. And I'm going to tell you something, man. We're going to get into it tonight. The whole history, we're going to break it down thoroughly. You understand? We're going to break it down to the light bulbs and them stupid lights that you love so much. You understand? We're going to break it down to the colors of the goddamn Shalom. We're going to break it down to the colors of the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, of the goddamn holiday. That's what we're going to do today. All right? So, before we go into and start getting into Christmas, I want to ask a quick question. The water, brother. The water. I want to ask a question. Who is familiar with the term polytheism? Somebody break down to me what polytheism is. Kowal. What is polytheism?
Salakia, sir. I think I heard this a while ago. Is it the belief in like many gods?
Khan. That is
Something
exactly
like that.
what it is.
Okay.
Polytheism. Somebody give me a definition, like a Webster's dictionary definition of polytheism. Oh, and Maya, if you could, Bob, when you get a chance, just.
This is the dictionary definition of polytheism.
Khan.
The belief in or worship of more than one God.
The belief in or what?
Worship of more than one God.
The belief in or worship of more than one God. All right? Now, give me the definition of monotheism. By now, you should see where I'm going with this.
This is the definition of monotheism. The doctrine or belief that there is only one
The
God.
doctrine or belief that there is what?
Only one God.
All right. Now, the doctrine or belief that there is only one God. Now, somebody tell me, what is America? Go ahead, huh? Go ahead. Hmm?
It's supposed to be a Christian nation.
And Christianity is considered a what religion?
It's considered a monotheist.
Right. Christianity is considered a what again?
A monotheist.
A monotheistic religion. That's what Christianity is considered, right? Meaning what? Meaning that Christianity is viewed as a religion where one God is worshipped, okay? And America is a Christian nation. Most nations have a national religion, right? Or you could say that they have a certain religion that, you know, most people adhere to in that country or in that region, right? America was founded by so-called Christians. You understand? Specifically, Christians called Puritans. Right? Now we're gonna find out as we go through the end of this, as we go through this class, right? We're gonna find out all of these different factions, because don't get it twisted. The so-called devil, you know what I'm saying? The devil that the Bible speaks of, man, the so-called white man, the Caucasian man, he has factions. Bloods and Crips is not something black people invented. Gangs is not something black people invented. Right. Being you hating that nigga over there because he live because you on this block and he on that block is not something we invented. We didn't start that. That's something we adopted from them. That's their culture, literally. Their culture is to literally hate someone who looks exactly like them because they're from the top of the mountain and the other person's from the bottom of the mountain, right, and things like that. You understand? That's their culture. But I'm bringing this out about monotheism and polytheism so we can start to actually examine what we believe in this country, what we've been led to believe, what we accept, and what we think is really what's going on. Okay? So polytheism is the belief in many gods. Somebody give me an example of a culture that is polytheistic. Please, Yanazar.
We can look at India. In India, they have like 300 gods or something like that.
You can look at
Like
India.
almost
right?
every day they got a different god.
In India, those who are not Christian in India, because there's Christianity in India as well, but those who are Sikhs and things of that nature, right, are polytheistic. They believe in multiple gods. Give me a real famous one. Give me the one that's gonna tie it together, bring us home, so we can start the class right there. Like, what's the most famous or one of the most famous polytheistic cultures? People go there now and they want. I almost gave it to you. They want to see the different monuments. You can go. Matter of fact, you can go see right now in New York City or any major city in America. You can go see statues of these gods that this culture, you understand, worshipped. What you got, Kowal?
Would it be Egyptology?
That's one, but even that I would say, okay, average people, I'm Twab. The average American, so to speak, may not know who Anubis is. You know what I'm saying? They may not know who, give me Ra is. What you got? Shiva. You know what I mean? They may not know some of these names. I'm going to give it to you. But the average person in America has heard the name Zeus.
That's right.
Everybody has heard the name Zeus. Everyone has heard the name what? Hercules. Everyone, please, huh? Thor. That's right. Now, that's a different, now, I'm glad you said that, right? I'm glad you said that, Mahayar, because Thor is what? Thor is not a, go ahead.
It's a Norse god.
Right. Thor is not a Greek god. He's a Norse god. But they're the what? They're the same. They're Edomites, Khan. They're the same thing. Thor is the Norse equivalent of Zeus. It's like Hercules. No. Zeus. Remember, Thor's with the lightning bolts. And Zeus throws lightning bolts. Khan. Yeah, please.
If I may. I said it because Zeus is the lead god in the Greek mythology.
Khan.
But Thor is not. In Norse mythology, he's the son of
Son of who?
Odin.
Son of Odin. Right, but hold up. In Greek mythology, Zeus is the son of who? Kronos.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Zeus has a father in Greek mythology, yes. In Greek mythology, Zeus is the son of Kronos and Rhea. So Zeus has parents in Greek mythology.
I heard of Kronos, but I didn't know that he was Zeus'
Kronos
father.
is considered Zeus's father.
Understand?
So no, but I see what you're saying. There's always little discrepancies, and we're gonna get into that. But they're the same thing, right? Now, in Rome, what would be the Roman equivalent of Zeus? The Roman equivalent. You can look it up. Go ahead. What you got?
Apollo?
I don't believe so. Nah. Yeah. I think it would be. I'm gonna give Kowal a chance. Kowal, you got something? The Roman equivalent of Zeus. Let me see if somebody online had it. You think you're talking Rome?
Is it Achilles?
No, Achilles is not a god at all. Achilles was a warrior with a messed up ankle. Cause yeah, right. Because they dipped him in the water and his foot was out. So, I'm gonna give you a hint. All of the planets in our solar system are named after Roman gods. Our American culture gets most of its culture from Rome, because Rome, in comparison to America, was the last great empire. Go ahead.
Jupiter?
Jupiter. Give him a hand. Jupiter. Salaki, 1 second. Khan. Jupiter. or no, or It says if you look at the mythology or the origin of the word Jupiter, it's from the Latin Lupitor or Lupitor from Proto-Italic, day, sky, father. So it's just pater, day father or sky father, right? So Jupiter was just Zeus. He was just Zeus. He was what the Romans called Zeus. So I'm saying all of this to say what? Roman gods are what?
Myths.
That's a fact. They're definitely myths. But give me, in comparison, what we just talked about. We just named one god, but this god is the same as this god. So Roman gods are what?
I guess they're synonymous with Greek gods.
Roman
right?
gods are Greek gods.
Yeah.
They worship the same gods. There's different names. Now, if you go into the history, right, you'll see that not only did Roman gods coincide with Greek gods, but Greek gods coincided with other gods from before the Greeks. The Egyptians and the Sumerians and the Akkadians and so on and so forth. Basically Mesopotamia or the Babylonians. All of those Babylonian gods essentially are the same as Greek gods, who are essentially the same as Roman gods. They all worship the same nonsense, right? Now, before we start to break down these gods, we talked about polytheism and monotheism. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39 real fast. You know what I'm saying? Let's go there real fast, man. Dispel it. We're going to come back to the scripture. Let's just go there and show everybody what we're talking about according to the Bible, man.
32 and 39.
Let's see what the Bible says about all of these different gods. Go ahead, Doc.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me.
Read it from the top. This is the Most High speaking. He said what?
See now
Uh-huh.
that I,
He said, see that I. Go ahead.
even I,
Indeed, I, me. Go ahead.
am he,
I'm he. Go ahead.
and there is no God with me.
And there's no what with me?
No God with me.
There's no God with me. The English word God, it means power, right? It comes from the word for power, right? So he's saying there's no powers with me. Go ahead.
I kill and I make alive.
He said, I kill and I make alive. Go ahead.
I wound and I heal.
I wound and I heal. Any more?
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
What is he saying? What's the Most High say? Go ahead.
Well, he's saying that he'll kill you, he'll injure you, but he'll heal you, and nobody is out of his reach of his power.
Khan, but what is he in the context of what we're talking about and what he said at the beginning?
He's the only God. There's no only
That's
God.
what he's saying. Give him a hand. He's saying that he is the only God. And if he wants to kill you, you're going to die. And if he doesn't want to kill you, you're not going to die. He's telling you that Zeus, and wait, this is before Zeus. He's telling you that all these fake gods are just that, fake. You understand what I'm saying? Just like my brother, just like my Ottawa Officer 5000 McGunn likes to say, man, these other gods are fake. They're fake. They're not real. They can't do anything. And the Most High is telling you that if a person dies, whoever it is, on planet Earth, anywhere, whether it be Israelite or heathen, who killed them? The Most High killed them. And if somebody didn't die and they stayed alive, Most High kept them alive. Not Zeus, not Apollos, not Athena, not Aphrodite, not Jupiter, not Anubis. None of them. You understand? None of those gods have the power that the Most High has, right? But yet, nonetheless, we're going to go into the history right now and see how these gods come into play. All right? Let me see. I wanted to check one thing real fast. I'm gonna read something. So before you get to that, article. I'm going to have you read that in just a second. I'm going to read a little bit of a piece of literature, you know what I'm saying, to talk about the relationship between Greek gods and Mesopotamian gods or Babylonian gods. Salakia. So this is something talking about the relationship between Greek gods or Roman gods and Babylonian gods, or what they might call Mesopotamian gods. It says the Greek goddess Aphrodite has been widely recognized by scholars for over a century as a Hellenized form of none other than the most famous goddess of ancient Mesopotamia, Ishtar, originally known in Sumerian as Inanna. Ishtar's cult was probably first introduced to Greeks living on the island of Cyprus in the 9th or 8th centuries BC by the Phoenicians, who worshipped her as Astarte. From there, she was eventually introduced to the Greek mainland. There are a vast number of unique features of Aphrodite's cult that are characteristically Mesopotamian. She was worshipped using altars and incense, something which is not attested for any other Greek deity, but which was common in Mesopotamia and the Levant. Both Aphrodite and Inanna/Ishtar were closely associated with sexuality, fertility, and procreation. Now, there's more on this, but right now we're going to read about an ancient Babylonian figure, okay? And we're going to see this transition from thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago to 1,000 years ago to 500 years ago. So the article you got, if you can go ahead and start reading that.
Who is Semiramis?
Oh, use the mic, God.
Salakia. Who is Semiramis? Ancient history tells a very interesting story about a mother and child, which eventually becomes a major motif throughout most world cultures.
Throughout what?
Most world cultures.
No, just a couple world cultures.
Most world cultures.
Becomes a major motif throughout most world cultures. Go ahead.
The mother's name is Semiramis.
The mother's name is what?
Semiramis.
Semiramis, right? Semiramis. Keep that name in your mental Rolodex. Semiramis. Go ahead, brother.
And her child name was Tammuz.
The child's name was what?
Tammuz.
The child's name was Tammuz, right? So we're talking about Semiramis and Tammuz. Again, get your notebooks out. Get all your materials, things like that. Like I said, we're going to get into it tonight. And we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. So we're going to prove a few things. First of all, we're going to prove that the Bible is a history book. Right. The Bible is a history book. I don't know if you knew that, right? But this is not a fairy tale. Just because your grandmother went to the Christian church and shook a tail feather, you know what I'm saying, every time that pastor got up there and started saying hashkala bashkala, doesn't mean that has anything to do with the Bible. The Bible is a history book written by men in history, chronicling things that actually took place. You understand? So, that's what. I'm good. Do your thing, brother. Yeah. Do your thing. Oh, come on, bro. Salakia. All right, bro. Continue from where you at.
In this article, we will focus on the identity of the mother. Who is Semiramis? Semiramis.
Right.
According to the historian Eusebius, Semiramis was the wife of Nimrod.
Was the wife of who?
Nimrod.
Semiramis was whose wife?
Nimrod.
Now, who knows who Nimrod is? Go ahead, Yanazar. Break it down.
Nimrod is a famous African in the Bible who was associated with the building of the Tower of Babel.
Tower of who?
The Tower of Babel.
Oh, the Tower of Babel. You mean like as in like Babylonian?
The Babylonian Tower of Babel.
Right, the Tower of Babel. Okay. And what does it say about Nimrod in the Bible?
He was a mighty hunter.
He was a what?
A mighty hunter.
Nimrod was a mighty hunter, right? Let's go to what the Bible says about Nimrod. Because again, like I said, this is a history book, and we're reading about figures that actually existed in history and the mythologies that ended up, and that's the funny part, right? People look at the Bible as some kind of spooky fantasy book, but the Bible does more dispelling of mythology than anything. You know what I'm saying? The Bible will literally tell you, yeah, such and such, they treated him like a god, but he was a regular nigga. He was just a dude. You know what I'm saying? Every other book would be like, oh, we're going to get into it because I want to jump the gun. Be like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? The tree had spiritual powers, and it could walk on its own. And the Bible be like, nah, nigga, it's just a tree. That's what the Bible does. This is not a spooky book. What you got out? You got Nimrod?
Go ahead
and read it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 8. And Cush begat Nimrod.
And Cush begat who?
Nimrod.
Nimrod, go ahead.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth. Mm-hmm. Verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. Verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel.
And the beginning of his kingdom was what?
Babel.
The beginning of his kingdom was Babel. All right? So now it's starting to unravel, it's starting to unfold. You understand? Now, if you go look it up, you go look his name up, Nimrod, in the blue letter. In the blue letter, you'll see in Hebrew it's pronounced Namrod or Namarad, right? But it's of foreign origin. It's not a Hebrew word. But you look down and see the meaning of his name. Nimrod equals rebellion or the valiant. The son of Cush, grandson of Ham and great-grandson of Noah, a mighty hunter. He established an empire in the area of Babylon and Assyria. When you go down, you will see in it's like your Jacinius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it tells you Nimrod, the son of Cush and founder of the kingdom of Babylon. He wasn't just the king. He was the founder of Babylon. It's in the Bible. Now we're going to read an article establishing the same thing that the Bible, which was written thousands of years ago, said. So now go back to the article, and where it says she was the wife of somebody.
According to the historian Eusebius, Semiramis was the wife of Nimrod. Mm-hmm. In the Sumerian language, her name is Samur Ramat.
Samur Amat. Go ahead.
Samur Ramat.
Mm-hmm.
According to less trustworthy traditions, Semiramis was Noah's granddaughter, mm-hmm. and both the mother and wife of Nimrod.
Right, so what they're trying to say is basically there's speculation on her relationship to Nimrod himself, right? Whether or not she was his sister or something like that, right? Whether she was Noah's granddaughter. Nimrod is known, we just read it. Nimrod was, you understand, the son of Cush. He was a grandson or great-grandson of Noah. Read on.
According to various legends, Semiramis became pregnant after engaging in an adulterous affair while married to Nimrod.
Okay, so I want y'all to just visualize this, because right now it seems like I clicked on a joint and said UPK, the real, what the Bible says about Christmas. I don't hear nothing about Christmas yet. So they said, so Mahayar, they saying, oh, this nigga's over here talking some history crap, ain't got nothing to do with Christmas. What is this? Where's the sleigh bells? Where's the reindeers? Where's Kris Kringle? That's what they saying, but just bear with me, we're gonna get there. Right now, already we got a nice heap of adultery. We got some adultery in the mix already. Adultery is up in there. So we're gonna follow with adultery and see where this takes us. All right? So they say, some legends say that Semiramis, who was Nimrod's wife, committed adultery. She slept with another man. Go ahead.
Around this same time, Nimrod dies a violent and untimely death.
So around the time she cheats on him, he dies horribly. Oh, wait. Let's see what happens. Go ahead, Yanazor.
In an effort to retain power and to hide her misdeeds, Semiramis makes an audacious claim. She publicly declares that upon Nimrod's death, he had been resurrected.
He had been what?
Resurrected.
I want y'all to write these words down. Write down these. So far, right, we've read a few things, right? We read that it said that this thing with this legend continues throughout many cultures. So we're talking about Mesopotamia. We're talking about Babylon. We're talking 8,000 years ago. You feel me? 7,000 years ago. And it said that this legend ended up being in many cultures. So far, she lies and says, so she had a husband named Nimrod. We just read that he's in the Bible. The Bible mentions Nimrod, her husband. He dies a violent death, which makes sense because the Bible, we just read it in the blue letter or in the concordance, that his name means rebel, right? And then the scripture said he was a mighty hunter. He was a warrior. So him dying a violent death makes sense. Sounds right. Warriors die violent deaths. But guess what? She was having an affair. She was committing adultery on him. And when he dies, she did what? Give him some audacious claim or something like that, Yanazar?
Yes. Semiramis makes an most audacious claim.
A most audacious claim. Go ahead.
She publicly declares that upon Nimrod's death, he had been resurrected as the God of the sun.
And when you hear the word audacious, just think of when somebody don't pay your money on time and you think the audacity of that. The audacity. That's where that word comes from. Audacious is like audacity. How dare he not have my cash? So it's the most audacious claim. And read on.
He had been resurrected as the God of the sun.
She said that Nimrod was resurrected as the God of the sun. And we know that ancient, that's what we're getting to. It all connects. We know that all these ancient different cultures, what did they worship almost first and foremost? The sun. And she told everybody that he had been resurrected as the sun god. Read on.
As the sun god, Nimrod used his sun rays.
His what?
Sun rays.
So she told, this is what she's telling everybody. Semiramis is telling everybody that he was resurrected as the sun god. And as the sun god, he used his sun rays. Go ahead.
To miraculously inseminate Semiramis.
Miraculously. Miraculously inseminate. Miraculously inseminate. Miraculously inseminate. What's the other way you could say that?
Immaculate conception.
Immaculate conception. Immaculately concepted. That is where that comes from, which is not in the Bible.
That's right.
We're starting to see, again, the ooze, man. We're seeing how it all got mixed up. Nimrod is in the Bible. He's in there. And we're seeing the history where Semiramis started to teach. And this story is going to come up in the Bible again. We're going to go further and find out what happens next. Then we're going to see later on how they hijacked the Bible and started to mix this crap with the Bible and try to say it was one thing. And that's the world we're living in now. We're living now in a world that is a conglomerate between two things that have nothing to do with each other. Read on, Yanazar.
With a child. This child was thus considered to be divinely conceived.
Divinely conceived. Go ahead.
The child's name was Tammuz. which she claimed was the reincarnated Nimrod.
Which she claimed was the reincarnated Nimrod. Read on.
Thus, Semiramis was both Nimrod's wife and mother.
Oh. So she was both Nimrod's wife and mother because she was the mother to Tammuz, but she's also the husband to Nimrod. And she's saying they're the same, right? What's it say? The child's name was Tammuz, which she claimed was the reincarnated Nimrod. So she gave birth to her own son. I mean, she gave birth to her own husband. Don't that sound familiar? Yet again, go to the story of Christ, or what they claim to be the story of Christ. Do they not say the Catholics worship this crap? This is what the Catholics worship. This is what the Christian church worships this.
The mother of God.
Right. Mary, the mother of God. But they also say she was impregnated by who?
God.
God.
Right.
I mean, am I saying something you never heard? Am I making it up? Is this no? We've all heard the Christian church say that Mary was impregnated, you understand, by the Holy Ghost. And then gave birth to Christ, who in their religion is God. So she was impregnated by God and gave birth to God. But now we're reading a story that takes place 4,000, 5,000 years before Christ was born. So how in the hell could this be? I'll tell you how it could be. And we'll find out. We're going to read it and prove this story is not in the Bible. Not at all. Christ was not born of an immaculate conception. Christ was born like every other nigga in the ghetto. And when I say that for a reason, because he wasn't born, you know what I'm saying, like Timmy. His parents weren't married for 5 years already and then decided, I think it's time we have a baby. Let's have a baby, John. No. His parents were some niggas, and Joseph was looking at that woman and just, ooh-wee. And you know what he did? He went and found Mary and tied fire to that behind. That's what Joseph did. And here comes Christ, growing up in the ghetto, just like you, me, and everybody we know. Keep going with the article, Ak.
Thus, Semiramis was both.
Hold on, Salaki. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real fast. Salaki. Give me, so you hold the article, give me Hebrews 2 and 17. Give me Hebrews 2 and 17 real fast.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 17.
Right, the Bible is real. Everything else is garbage and fake. Go ahead and read it, brother.
Wherefore, in all things.
Wherefore, in how many things?
All things.
No, just a few things.
All things.
No, in no things.
All things.
Wherefore, in all things, read.
It behooved him.
It behooved him. It benefited. It was important. It was crucial. It behooved him. Go ahead.
To be made like unto his brethren.
No, to be made like an angel.
Unto his brethren.
To be made like a sentient being.
It behooved him.
A celestial being.
To be made like unto his brethren.
It behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. Matter of fact, hold on. What scripture is that's verse 17? What's verse 16 say?
Verse 16. For verily he took not on him.
That's let's start there.
Verily, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed.
The what?
The seed.
The what?
The seed.
The seed, go ahead.
Of Abraham.
Of Abraham. This whole class is to show you Christmas has nothing to do with Christ. It can't. Everything we've been reading so far in the history is the history of Christmas. You will see it soon. Semiramis and Tammuz and Nimrod is all where Christmas comes from. But Christ has nothing to do with that.
That's right.
Nothing to do with it. Read that again.
The book of Hebrews chapter 2 verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
He took on him the seed of Abraham. And if you go to the blue letter, you go to the concordance, and you go to Hebrews 2 and 16, and you scroll down, and you go to where it says he took on him the seed, and you look up the word for seed, is Greek word 4690, which is sperma. Sperma is the origin of the English word sperm. Sperm. Christ took on him the seed of Abraham, meaning he came from the sperm of Abraham. How could that be if Christ didn't come from sperm? If there was no sperm involved in Christ's birth, how could that be? You understand? The product of this semen, seed, children, offspring, progeny. Christ was from the seed of Abraham. The seed. He was born like everybody else. Finish that scripture out. Keep going.
But he took on the seed of Abraham. Verse 17. Wherefore, in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful priest in things pertaining to the Most High.
No sweat. I dropped that. Go back to the article, right? So Christ was made like his brothers, man. He was made like everybody else. But we're reading about Nimrod and Tammuz right now. Tammuz, according to what his mother said, of course she was lying, right? But his mother tried to put forth this idea that what? That he was born of a miraculous, right? Or an immaculate conception. Read from where you at in the article.
After the scattering that occurred at the Tower of Babel, this story of the miraculous conception.
After the what?
This story of the miraculous conception of this child disseminated throughout the world and led to the rise of various birth, death, rebirth cults that are littered throughout history. These mysterious religions of future generations adopted different names for Semiramis and her child, Tammuz. So exactly who is Semiramis? Much speculation surrounds Semiramis throughout history. However, the image of a mother holding her child is pervasive throughout nearly every culture throughout history. This gives some credence to the import of Semiramis and her place in history.
No sweat. Now, let's see. Let's get some more. I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you another article.
You done with that one?
Yeah, we done with that one. We're done with that one. But now we got to see more about, you know what I'm saying, Nimrod. Now we got to, because that one was more about Semiramis. But now we got to hear more about Nimrod and so on and so forth. Salakia. Where am I at? 1 second. No, I want to use that one. This might be it. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, this should be too up. I'm sending this to you now, up. I'm going to tell you where to scroll down to and start reading. Let me know when you got it.
The History of the Christmas Tree by Susan Lay.
Now you can drop down to the paragraph that starts with after Nimrod's death. Actually, no, start in the middle of that paragraph. There's a paragraph that starts in my research. It says the following is just one of several stories.
Okay, I got it.
Go ahead and read that.
The following is just one of several stories I read about Nimrod and Semiramis. Two key figures in the origin of Christmas are Nimrod, a great-grandson of Noah, and his mother and wife, Semiramis.
Right.
Also known as Ishtar and Isis.
Right. Read.
Nimrod, known in Egypt as Osiris, was the founder of the first world empire at Babel, known as Babylon.
We just read that in the Bible. Go ahead.
From ancient sources such as the Epic of Gilgamesh and records unearthed by archaeologists from long-ruined Mesopotamian and Egyptian cities, we can reconstruct subsequent events. After Nimrod's death, around 2167 before the Christian era, Semiramis promoted the belief that he was a god.
He was a what?
A god.
That he was a god. Go ahead. We just read that about Nimrod. He died. She said he was resurrected as the sun god, and he impregnated her. Go ahead.
She claimed that she saw a full-grown evergreen tree spring out of the roots of a dead tree stump.
Now we're starting to get somewhere. She claimed she saw what?
An evergreen tree spring out of the roots of a dead tree stump.
Go ahead. Oh, she's a disgusting heathen. Go ahead.
Symbolizing the springing forth of new life for Nimrod.
She claimed that she saw a full-grown evergreen tree spring out of the roots of a dead tree stump, symbolizing the springing forth of new life for Nimrod. Go ahead.
Nimrod would visit, she said, Salakia, on the anniversary of his birth, she said Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts under it.
And do what?
Leave gifts under it.
Right, read.
His birthday fell on the winter solstice at the end of December.
His birthday fell when?
On the winter solstice, which is today.
Yeah.
At the end of December.
At the end of December. At the end of December.
3 days.
Right. His birthday was around when?
Around Christmas.
By some records, his birthday was on December 25th. Nimrod. You understand? And she said that he was in an evergreen tree. Now give me the one I want in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 10:2.
Yep.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2.
Now, why am I saying this? Because we just read about the part in history where Semiramis had told people that her son, or excuse me, that Nimrod was in an evergreen tree after he died. That's what she told everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read. So you good where you at? I'm gonna have you read the scripture, but I'm gonna read a little something right here. 1 second. Yada 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 yada. Where am I at? 1 second. Salakia. King of heaven. Here we go. Salakia. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. Semiramis was worshipped as the queen of heaven or the great mother of God. She committed fornication with the leading men at that time, coaxing them into accepting this mystery religion that took the place of the true worship of God. She even claimed that one of her illegitimate sons, Tammuz, was brought into being by a magic beam of light from the great sun god, claiming to be the baby, to be a reborn Nimrod. Semiramis originated the story that a full-grown evergreen tree sprang overnight from a dead tree stump, which symbolized the springing forth unto new life of the dead Nimrod. On each anniversary of his birth, Semiramis claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. The new evergreen tree symbolized that Nimrod had come to life again in Tammuz. You understand? Now, even this article says that is the real origin of Santa Claus and the Christmas tree. You understand? Now, read what you got. So remember, she told everybody Nimrod was the sun god, and he was in the evergreen tree. Read what you have, brother.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2.
And this is why the Bible is a history book, because it shows you that each prophet living in each time was telling you what was going on, how to deal with what was going on, and what was the real about what was going on. Read what Jeremiah said.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
He said, Jeremiah said, do not learn the ways of the heathen. Don't learn their ways. Don't learn what they're into. Don't learn their culture, and don't be dismayed. Don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Read on.
If I may, can I?
Go ahead, please.
Because I understand what this is saying even more now. Because for 3 days, I don't know whether this is true or not, because I don't watch the moon and the sun and all that. But they say the sun doesn't move from the 22nd until the 25th. The sun doesn't move in the sky. I mean, it's in the same place in the sky for 3 days. Right. Then on the third day, it begins to move again.
Right.
So that's might have been the dismay that they had for a sign in heaven.
And then you said something about so it doesn't move for 3 days.
Yeah, it's in the same for when today is the winter solstice. For 3 days after the winter solstice, the sun doesn't move. It's in the same place in the sky for 3 days. Then on the 25th, it begins to move again. So that's a sign of the resurrection.
I see what you're saying. It could be. Very well makes sense. Go ahead and read that, brother.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
The heathen are what?
Dismayed at them.
The heathen are dismayed at them. Let's look at the definition of the word. Dismayed definition. Salakia. Dismayed. To dismay is to cause someone to feel consternation and stress. To horrify, shock, appall. You know what I'm saying? Dismay basically means show feelings of alarm, concern, upset, worried. It scared the out of them. It scared them. The heathen are what?
Are dismayed at the signs of heaven.
The heathen are scared of them. They're scared of the signs of heaven. Read on.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
For the customs of the people are what?
Vain.
The customs of the people are vain, meaning what? Go ahead, Doc.
Without value, worthless.
Without value, it's worthless. It means nothing. The customs of the people are worthless. Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
For one does what?
Cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Not only is Jeremiah telling you what's going on, he's giving you more information about what's going on. Because you didn't know that one cutted the tree out of the forest. Why? Because at that time, you would believe in who? Semiramis. You would believe in Semiramis and her story about how, I saw an evergreen tree. It sprang out of the stump. My son, resurrected as my husband, is in the tree. The sun god, the tree is the sun god. You must worship it. You understand? Now they saying that that Nimrod would leave gifts at the tree, but we might be able to find an article. I don't know if I have it on me right now, but we find an article that shows you that it wasn't Nimrod leaving gifts. No, it was the townspeople leaving gifts to Nimrod, and if they didn't, read on, brother.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Do you understand that the prophet Jeremiah is doing exactly what the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge does every week and every day? The prophet Jeremiah is telling you, again, everyone else is saying, the tree came out of the stump. The evergreen tree, that's the sun god right there. It sounds like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a blackety black conscious community person talking. That's what it sounds like. You understand? And then the tree stump, and in the evergreen tree, the life is in the tree. The sun god is in the tree. And Jeremiah is like, nigga, y'all cut that tree out of the goddamn forest. Ain't no damn Tammuz in there. Ain't no Nimrod in that tree. Semiramis told everybody, commit adultery. No, I didn't commit adultery. No. See, what had happened was, when Nimrod died, he was resurrected as the sun god. And I laid out in the sun, and the rays came down and impregnated me. And they said, oh, it makes sense. The sun god. And Jeremiah's like, ain't no damn sun god. This hoe, she was sleeping with everybody. Tammuz is just her bastard son. Man, listen, it's all garbage. Read what you got out from where you at.
Okay, for the custom of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Out the forest, Ak. You understand? That's how it got there. They didn't you know what I'm saying? That tree didn't just spring out the ground. They cut it out the forest. Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
They do what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
And then they decked it with silver and gold. They put a bunch of different ornaments on it. They put the mistletoe on it. You know what I'm saying? They put the lights on it. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
They fasten it with nails and hammers. Read.
That it move not.
That's why it's standing up in your goddamn living room in 2020. Right now. As I'm speaking, you're watching this, and there's a tree in the corner standing straight up in your apartment on the 4th floor. It didn't come out of the ground. It was fastened with nails. Read.
They, verse 5. Oh, Salakia. That it move not.
That it move not. That it stand straight up. Read on.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
They're upright as the palm tree. They're standing straight up like a palm tree that's alive and living out the ground. Go ahead.
But speak not.
But do what?
But speak not.
But they don't speak. Nimrod is dead. He's dead. There is no sun god, and the tree doesn't talk. Read.
They must needs be born.
They must needs what?
Be born.
They got to be moved. Semiramis told you that Nimrod was in the tree and the tree sprang out the ground. Jeremiah was a priest and prophet, man. Give him a hand. He was a priest and prophet telling you the truth about what's going on. And he said, nah, it had to be moved. Someone had to move the tree and put it where it is. Please.
So Jeremiah is a prophet during the Babylonian captivity?
No. Jeremiah is not a prophet exactly during the time of Semiramis.
No, I know it's later, but
it's way later. Okay. You know what I mean? But this
Babylonian captivity is way later.
Well, go ahead. What you saying? Babylonian captivity is when?
The Babylonian captivity is like hundreds of years later.
Well, we're talking about thousands of years. I mean, Jeremiah is probably 700, 800 years before Christ.
Yeah. But Babylon is still in existence.
Of course.
When we go into that captivity. That's why they call it the
Babylon. No, you might be right, because Babylon came before the Persians and the Medes.
Khan, I don't want Khan. Right. That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah. So I think Jeremiah is at like the tail end of the Babylonian captivity.
Most high and correct.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I think that's about, so what you're saying is correct. But nonetheless, we're going to see these traditions are carried through every captivity. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. He's in that Babylonian era. You know what I'm saying? He's in that era. After the Tower of Babel, Babylon was still, you know what I'm saying, was still a major power. You know what I'm saying? But then again, I think they ended up getting it back, because remember, Egypt came after. Because remember, the Tower of Babel was before Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So Nimrod established Babylon before Egypt. You understand? Then Egypt comes. Then I think Babylon or that area might have come back into power a little bit before we get into the Persians and the Medes. You understand? But yeah, but Jeremiah is not I mean, Nimrod is way gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, it's so important for us to understand this history. Nimrod is in Genesis. Nimrod was a great-great-grandson of who? Of Noah. Now, granted, time was a little different back then. Brothers lived pretty long lives. A brother might live to be 400 years old or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't have the full breakdown on it. Brothers was living a long time. You understand what I'm saying? But he was a great-great-grandson of Noah. Has anybody in this room ever met their great-great-grandparent? How about a great-grandparent? Never.
I only met my grandmother.
Come on. I had the privilege, you could say, of meeting. I never met a great-great-grandparent, but I met my great-grandfather and my great-grandmother. You know what I'm saying? I met them more than once. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't around them that much, but you know what I'm saying? Because they lived down south, and my great-grandmother lived in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But Nimrod was a great-grandson of Noah, so that's way, way back in the day. You feel me? But keep going where you reading. Start from the silver and gold.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la la la. Somebody gonna clip that, my yard. They gonna clip. See, the UPK be singing Christmas songs in the class. Nigga, I'm teaching the class. What you talking about? I'm trying to show you that deck means to decorate. Decorate. That's why it says they do what?
They deck it with silver.
They decorate it. Read.
With silver and with gold.
With silver and gold. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm trees, but speak not.
They don't speak. Read.
They cannot go. Be not afraid of them.
Be not what?
Be not afraid of them.
I thought Nimrod was the one giving gifts. What you got, Mahayar?
Nah, Slock, if I may, I'm saying, like, what you're saying is just so heavy, man. And it always made me think about the people that say the oppressor wrote the Bible.
Right.
But then when we read these stories, you know what I'm saying, we read this history, it just further proves not only that it's written by black men, but how much we belittle and show just how simple these things are.
Give him a hand.
Right.
Man. Damn right.
Why were they right about them being simple and doing these foolish things?
Right. Why would the white man who loves Christmas like nothing you've ever seen in your life, you understand? Like, he loves it. You know what I mean? Like a crackhead loves crack. You know what I'm saying? He loves Christmas. Go down one of their streets, man. They got Christmas lights out the yang. They put Christmas lights on the garage, on the house. The Edomites that live across from me, they got like Star Wars Christmas blow-up dolls on the damn lawn. It's like Darth Vader with a lightsaber and a damn, you know what I'm saying, like Santa hat. Please.
I seen today they had this. This must have been about 7 feet tall. This little snowman from what's that that movie Frozen? Yeah. Olaf is his name, and they got Olaf, and they got this little light that changes colors and shines on. Yo.
We go, hey man.
That joint was like about 7 feet tall, yo.
That's their culture. That is 100% their culture. You understand what I'm saying? So why, like the brother said, why the hell would they put all this stuff about? Why would they put this thing about the Christmas tree in the Bible if it's their book, and then go and love Christmas? It don't make no damn sense. You understand? Read on, brother.
Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
They can't do evil and they can't do good. The damn tree is just a tree. Can't do nothing. But in the history, if you look at it, you will find that people were afraid of it. They were afraid of the tree because Semiramis and her nasty I ain't gonna go where I want to take it, but she was a nasty female, was telling everybody that, you know, you got to be afraid of the tree because Nimrod is the sun god is in the tree. Read on.
Verse 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord.
Now you can drop that. Now jump back to the article you was reading. Is that the one I just sent you?
No, we was up.
Make sure you use the mic and
Okay, and leave gifts under it.
Con.
His birthday fell on
You gotta use the mic, Yanazar. Use the mic.
Salaki, Tawada. Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts under it. His birthday fell on the winter solstice at the end of December.
Right, now we can move on from Mesopotamia, right? So I said all that stuff at the beginning about polytheism and so on and so forth to show you the history and show you the relationship between Greek gods, Roman gods, Norse gods, Babylonian gods. They all believed in multiple gods and many of them overlapped, right? So it went on and on and on and on and on for centuries. Now, go ahead and read about Saturnalia.
Saturnalia, the ancient Roman winter festival honoring Saturn, the god of agriculture, is where we first hear of the decorating the tree with pieces of metal.
Mm-hmm. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to send you another article, Salaki. I'd rather you read this one. Copy link. Read this one if you could, Baba Kushah. I just sent it to your phone, so when it pops up, go ahead and read that.
Okay. It's called Saturnalia, the history.com editors.
Use the mic.
What is Saturnalia? Saturnalia, held in mid-December.
Held in when?
Mid-December.
Uh-huh.
Is an ancient Roman pagan festival honoring the agriculture god Saturn.
Salaki, say that one more time.
Agricultural god. Okay. Saturnalia, held in mid-December, is an ancient Roman pagan festival honoring the agricultural god Saturn.
Okay. It's honoring the agricultural god Saturn. Read on.
Saturnalia celebrations are the source of many of the traditions we now associate with Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Read.
What is Saturnalia? Saturnalia, the most popular holiday on the ancient Roman calendar.
The most popular holiday on the what?
Ancient Roman calendar.
The most popular holiday on the ancient Roman calendar. All right. So this was what the ancient Romans, right? This was their favorite holiday. Again, sounds familiar, right? Americans' favorite holiday is what? That damn Christmas. And we're going to see how they are one in the same. Read on.
Derived from older farming-related rituals of midwinter and
Of what?
Of midwinter.
Of midwinter. Go ahead.
And the winter solstice.
And the what?
The winter solstice.
In the winter solstice, we just read that Nimrod was born around the winter solstice, and his mother, every anniversary of his birth, said that he would come back and leave gifts around the evergreen tree. Ooh-wee. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hold up. 1 second. Just bear with me just 1 minute. I'm just trying to check something. One second. Hold up. Bear with me. What were we just talking about? Babylon. Deities. Now, I want to see if there's any overlap, but I don't think they're going to show me. That's no sweat. And yeah, husband and that, blah, blah, blah. All right, no, that's no sweat. I'll save that maybe for another class if I can bring that out. But read that last part again, Ak.
Saturnalia, the most popular holiday on the ancient Roman calendar, derived from older farming-related rituals of midwinter and the winter solstice, especially the practice of offering gifts or sacrifices to the god during the winter sowing season.
During the winter sowing season. Read on. Now we can see the connection, right? Am I making it up? This is all going back to Nimrod and Semiramis and Tammuz and all of those things that she had said. Read.
The pagan celebration of Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time, began as a single day, but by the late Republic, 133 to 31 BC, it had expanded to a week-long festival beginning December 17th.
And that shouldn't surprise. Go ahead, please.
The 12 days of Christmas.
I was just about to say. Yanazar. I was just about to say it. Now you look at Christmas as one day, but why do you think even though Christmas is one day, you sing, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a BS. Why do you think you sing that song? Because originally, Christmas was multiple days. The original celebrations it came from were multiple days where you celebrated Roman gods. Read.
On the Julian calendar, which the Romans used at that time, the winter solstice fell on December 25th.
Oh, damn. I'm so shocked. I'm so surprised. It fell on December 25th. Brother, let me hold up. Let me get a scripture real fast. Give me Amos 5 and 21 real fast. Amos 5 and 21.
Amos 5 and 21.
Give me Amos 5 and 21. This is why the Most High had to say this. Because our brothers, our ancestors, man. You understand? The same thing we do, the very thing we learn from them, man. By the will of the Most High is go out and dispel garbage myths and legends and all that crap that you want to celebrate, man. And we've been doing it and continue to do it. Read that out.
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate.
No, I love it.
I hate.
I want to be a part of it.
I hate.
I hate it. Read.
I despise.
No, man, I can't wait to go.
I despise.
I despise it. Read.
Your feast day.
Your what?
Feast day.
Christmas.
Feast day.
Thanksgiving.
Feast day.
Halloween.
Feast day.
Valentine's Day.
Feast day.
Mother's Day.
Feast day.
Father's Day.
Feast day.
God hates all of it.
That's right.
All of it. There's a reason for it. It ain't some magical, mystical unicorn flying in the sky. It's because it comes from heathens and you wanted to join them. Now you sitting up here worried about some goddamn tree walking out of a forest when some nigga with an axe cut it down. And now you say, oh, and now you got a new excuse. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. The children. Like, please, Ak.
And I will.
Oh, no, not you. Hold on. Get my hair.
So, like, if I may, it's funny they say that when the kids don't even get the damn presents first.
Right.
It's like you have to give it to the tree first.
Right.
Like
Give them
like the tree is the mediator or something.
Brother.
For the kids, though. It look like it's for the tree.
What you just said is so heavy, Ak. That is heavy. Because that's what we talking about in this class. That's what the UPK, we've been doing this since 1969, man. Since 1969, we've been showing you think you're celebrating one thing. And you think you're doing what you want to do. But really, you're celebrating Saturnalia. You're celebrating Saturn. You're celebrating Nimrod and Tammuz. That's what you're celebrating. That's what it is. All those little things you can't escape. You can't get out of it. You end up doing it, but you don't know why. You just feel compelled to do it. I know because I've been there. It got to the point where when I was a kid, I'm not going to speak for everybody else. I can't speak for everybody else. But when I was a kid, I mean, when I got a little older, not when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I wanted the gift now. But when I got a little older, when I was like 11, if my grandmother had tried to give me this to get, like, you know what, forget Christmas, forget a tree, forget lights, here, I'd have been like, no. I want the tree, I want the lights, I want the music, I want the I want all of that. I want the goddamn Donny Hathaway. Give it all to me. Pause. I need all the Christmas, you know what I mean, celebrations and lights and all of that. You understand? And like the brother just said, why, if it's for the kids, why do the gifts have to go under the tree first? Please,
The water brother for that. Yo, because we never really thought about that.
Never.
Why do we have to put, that was it. Because that's the sacrifice to the God.
Right.
That's the tribute to the
That's the tradition that goes back to celebrating and worshiping and sacrificing to the God, man. Give me, hold up.
That was deep.
Give me, hold Amos 5 and 21. I got it. 1 second. 1 second.
I never in 60 years thought about why we had to put it up the tree.
And I mean, damn, I know when I was a kid, man, I was like, I don't know about y'all, man, but them parents, they make you wait for them gifts, man. You used to wake up on Christmas morning or whatever, you ready to open the gift, like, oh no, everybody got to wash their face, everybody got to get ready, brush your teeth, do all of this. Oh, we got to wait for so-and-so to arrive. We got to wait, oh, your cousin gonna, I want to open it now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? That's because they were worshiping gods. And as kids, we didn't know. We just wanted gifts, like, but no. Nimrod had to get his first. Semiramis and Tammuz had to get theirs first. Give me whole Amos, give me Leviticus 18 and 21.
I got it.
Please read it.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech.
Read on.
Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord.
I am what?
I am the
The
Lord.
Most High said, don't you dare let your kids pass through the fire and sacrifice them to Molech, man. I am the Lord. I am the Father. I'm the one who makes things live and who kills and destroys. Don't give my glory to somebody else, man. Don't let your kids to pass through the fire. And that's what our parents did. They let us pass through the fire that Christmas, man. Now jump back to Amos 5 and 21 real fast.
Let me write this down.
No, take your time. Take your time. Yo, I need a new, bro. Don't tell nobody, man, but I might have to go switch from iPhone, bro. I don't know, man, but my phone tripping.
What you got?
Got an iPhone, but this joint is bugging. Yeah, I need a new one, man.
Better get your Android out of one.
I don't even want to hear that. That's like a dirty word to me.
Word?
That's that's profane.
How come?
Huh? An Android?
Yeah.
I haven't had an Android since like 2005.
I say that because I got one.
I mean, again, I might switch because, I mean, damn, but no sweat. Forget all them goddamn companies. Salakia.
Okay, now what's
You
this
feel me?
again, other one?
Give me Amos 5 and 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, jump back to Amos 5 and 21.
Okay, I got it. I'm on it.
Can I go ahead and read it?
The book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
The Most High said he despises your feast days. Read. Read on.
Oh, I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
And I will not smell in your, it says solemn.
Solemn assemblies.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. When you cook that dirty, nasty holiday ham with the nasty pineapples and the nasty cloves, and you done cook the ham, and you ready to sit down and say, dear God, dear Lord, thank you for this food. And the Most High said you won't even smell in your solemn. He doesn't even want to smell it. I know what he's talking about too, man, because after you stop eating that pork, you can smell pork a mile away. You go in a restaurant, you can tell, like, yo, they are making bacon in the back. They are cooking it right now. You understand? It's just nasty. And the Most High said he's not going to smell in your solemn assemblies. Read on. No, you swap. Jump back to the article if you can.
How the Romans celebrated Saturnalia. Mm-hmm. During Saturnalia, work and business came to a halt. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Schools and courts of law were closed.
Oh, man. This is, brother, if I could, just Bob could show this real quick. American culture is not this place is a bastard place. With a bastard tongue, with a bastard culture, with bastard everything. Everything here is some stupid mix of a bunch of other crap from thousands and hundreds of years ago. What you got, Yanazar?
The daughter of Babylon.
The daughter of Babylon. Give him a hand. That's exactly what it is. It's the daughter of Babylon. We're proving it in class tonight. It's the daughter of Babylon. That's why you still worship Nimrod today. Nimrod has been dead for 3,000 years. And yet every December 25th, you still have a national holiday. Think about that, man. Christmas is a national holiday. National. You understand? Like, the whole country. Everybody is supposed to be off unless you have a certain job or whatever. It's a national holiday. You feel me? Like, this is 3,000 years later on this man's birthday. Nimrod was born on December 25th. Read on, Yanazar.
And the normal social patterns were suspended.
Mm-hmm.
People decorated their homes with wreaths and other greenery.
Oh my! Another what?
Greenery.
And what's your Christmas colors?
Green
and red. We're gonna get to the red soon. Keep going.
And shed their traditional togas in favor of colorful clothes known as synthesis.
Hold on, let me get to where you are. Oh, I just seen it today when I went in I think it was in Target or whatever. They walking around like elves. Yeah. They walking around with the Tinkerbell, with the twinkle toes, Tinkerbell bells on the shoes, turned up like the Grinch. They walking around with costumes, colorful clothes, all of that. Read.
Even slaves did not have to work. Salaki out of one. Even slaves.
Even what?
Even slaves.
Even what?
Even slaves.
Even slaves. Go
Even
ahead.
slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia.
Do not have to work during Saturnalia. Just like, nigga, you don't gotta work during Saturnalia. You don't gotta go to work on Christmas Day. Same thing.
Most High in Christ, the water.
It's all the same.
I ain't got no way right now, but when you should take
Read on.
Salaya. Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia, but were allowed to participate in the festivities.
You can deck the halls with boughs of holly like everybody else. And you can jingle all the way home because you don't got a slave on that day. Read.
In some cases, they sat at the head of the table while their masters served them.
Oh, you know that was their favorite day.
Ooh-wee, you think?
Ooh-wee, you know that they could not, they was excited about Christmas. You should have seen the glow in my parents' eyes when that Christmas came around. Ooh-wee. I'm telling you, man, you never seen people more excited to give away their money. Because that's all they was doing. But they knew they was going to have like a good weekend off. It was like a 4-day weekend. Right. Ooh-wee. The festivities. Read.
Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling.
Gambling, they playing spades. Read.
Singing.
Fa la 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 la. Read.
Playing music.
Fa la la la. Read.
Feasting.
Feasting. Holiday ham. Read.
Socializing.
Christmas party. Read.
And giving each other gifts.
And doing what?
Giving each other gifts.
They call it a potluck.
Gifts.
At your slave. Oh, I gotta buy Tammy something for the potluck.
Yeah, I was in that a lot of time.
Come on, man. We reading about this. I want to know what's funny about this. Like, you read this and you forget that we're not reading about, this part is not about Christmas. This is about a celebration honoring the god Saturn over 2,000 years ago. That's why when I hear the phrase ancient times, like it's funny because, yeah, we have ancient times, we think of old times, but guess what? You're living in ancient times. We're living in it. And just like there was Romans back in the day celebrating Saturnalia and gambling and reveling and having wild parties, there was Israelites back then too who knew that their gods were pagan and fake and false and had no power. And just like back then, there's Israelites today saying the same thing. And breaking down, and just like Jeremiah saying, man, they cut a tree out the forest. And then they fasten it with nails so it doesn't move. Just like that, we do the same thing today. And we tell you, guess what? That tree that you put in your household has nothing to do with Christ, but it has everything to do with false gods that God, the real God, the power of Israel, told you not to celebrate.
That's right.
Not to honor and not to worship. Read.
Wax taper candles called sarai were common gifts during Saturnalia to signify light returning after the solstice.
Kawal, if you could, Baba Kushah, get me Proverbs 3:31. Hold that. And hold on one second. And hold me, pause. Give me Psalms 106 and 34. Read on where you at, Yanazar. Read that last part you just said again so they can hear that nice and loud.
Wax taper candles called sarai were common gifts during Saturnalia to signify light.
To signify what?
Light.
What?
Light.
Light. Go ahead.
Returning after the solstice.
Just like the what? The sun god.
Yep.
Nimrod. Tammuz. It's all the same. And this is what, 2,000, and that's the funny part. We're 2,000 years after this. This was 2,000 years after Nimrod. But they were celebrating Nimrod. Read on.
On the last day of Saturnalia, celebration known as Sigillaria, many Romans gave their friends and loved ones small terracotta figurines known as signallaria, which have referred back to older celebrations involving human sacrifice.
Damn. No sweat. Read what you got, Kowal.
Psalm 106 and
Come, give me Proverbs first.
Proverbs 31 and 3.
3 and 31.
3 and 31. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Do what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Stop envying your oppressor, man. Stop trying to be like him.
That's right.
Stop following after everything he does, because when you follow after him, who are you not following? Please, Jonathan. Pastor Mike, cool.
Lord in Christ.
Give him a hand. That's right. As soon as you start following your oppressor, you're not following the Most High in Christ. You understand? Read on.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Choose some of his ways.
None of his ways.
Don't choose any of his ways. Because you know why? Because the Bible told you before that his ways are what? They're vain. Again, this ain't no magical, spooky book. It's telling you the real. It's telling you don't follow his ways because they don't matter. They don't mean anything. And let's not be simple. Does following his ways mean, oh, well, because devils start businesses, you can't? No, he does not have a monopoly on starting businesses or making money or things like that. That's not something he invented. His ways is Christmas. His ways is Thanksgiving. Right. His ways is sleeping with prostitutes. His ways is, you understand, hating your brother. That's his ways. His ways is going against the Most High and choosing to live an alternative lifestyle. That's his ways. Your ways are in this Bible. You understand? Matter of fact, get me 1 second. Bear with me. Get me Ezekiel. No, not Ezekiel. Mario, what's the one I want? In the sight of the heathens. Sight of the other nations. This shall be your in the sight of other nations. You always bring it out. The law scripture. Yeah, I think Deuteronomy 4. Yeah, that's it. Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Yeah, Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Con. Yanazar, if you could get me that one. I know Kowal's holding the 2, I think. You got it?
4 and 26.
4 and 6.
Got you right here.
Con, the water.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
Damn right. Read it from the top again.
Khan's book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse
Water,
6.
Bro.
Keep therefore and do them.
And do them. Do what? What's it talking about? Go ahead, Yanazar.
Law, statutes, and commandments.
Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's your goddamn culture, black man. Right. That's your culture. Read.
Khan. And do them. For this is your wisdom.
For this is your what?
Wisdom.
This is your what?
Wisdom.
This is your wisdom. Go ahead.
And your understanding.
And your understanding. Read.
In the sight of the nations.
You want to know why all the other nations look at you like the piece of garbage beneath their feet? You want to know why all the other nations look at you like you're the slowest, dumbest thing walking? Right. Like you have nothing. You're just a nigger and a spick and a wetback, and you're not worth anything. You know why they look at you like that? Because you keep trying to be like them. That's why. Because you keep making them feel like they're gods on earth. Like they're the number one. Like there's something to aspire to and try to attain, when really you are supposed to be looked at by them as something to try to be. Read it again.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
For this is your wisdom. These are laws, statutes, and commandments make you better than everybody else. Because you know what? The Chinese don't have a law that tells you you have to love your brother. Right. They don't have it. They don't have laws that tell you that if you sleep with a woman, she's your goddamn wife, and you got to be with her forever. They don't have that. You want to talk about some brother? What you got, Mayor? Oh, Slakia. You know what I'm saying? That is brotherhood right there. That's brotherhood. You sleep with a woman, you have to be with her. You can't take something from her. You understand? And just go on about your life. You know what I mean? That's not congruent. That's not fair. You took something from that sister. Well, you got to give something up too. You understand? Now you got to deal with her. I know she loud. I know she be bothering you, Ak. You know what I'm saying? I know you gotta switch it up a little bit, man. You gotta be a little romantic. I know that's not your style, right. But you gotta do it. You feel me? You gotta do it. That's our laws. That's our wisdom. These other nations don't have it. What they got? Fucking Christmas, man. Right. That's what they have. And we hop on their coattails and want to run after them and celebrate Christmas when this is the stupidest thing you could ever think of in your life. Imagine being broke. Imagine being poor and black and thinking to yourself, I gotta get little Raekwon the new PS5. I gotta take my lights. The lights are gonna go off. The gas bill is high. Barely got through last month. The rent is due, but the PS5. Good night. You understand? Imagine that. Imagine living like you have to adhere to stupid things like Christmas trees and you have no idea where they come from. Right. You have no clue what it's about, where it comes from, the origin of it, but you just know that every year around December 25th, you have to put a tree in your house? I mean, damn. I mean, Salakia, if I may, it does make us look kind of silly if I can, Kowal, Salakia. You know what I mean? The Chinese, they know why they celebrate the Year of the Dragon. Right. You know what I'm saying? They know why they do their you know what I mean, their fireworks and the Chinese New Year. They know why they do that. The devil knows why he celebrates his New Year. And Janus, he knows about Nimrod. He knows what he's doing. You understand? Why are you doing it, black man? That's right. Hispanic man, Native Indian man. What are you doing? Any more on that, Kowal? What else did I have you holding for me?
Kind of a calm. Yes, there was a little bit more of that.
Read on.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
In the sight of the nations. They're supposed to look at you and say, you're wise.
That's right.
You have understanding. Go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say,
they shall hear all these statutes and say,
surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's what they're supposed to say, Ak. They're supposed to look at you and say, this is a wise and understanding people. Goddamn. Read.
That was it. Proverbs, Psalms 106.
No, you can just hold on to Psalms. We might be able to get that last. I know we run out of time. What you got, Yanazar? Oh, Salakia, brother. No sweat. No sweat. You got more in the article?
It's something I think that's
I can send it back to you if you need me to.
No, I still got it. We're going back to the Saturnalia.
It says Saturnalia was by far. It's a sentence. It's a paragraph that starts with that.
Right. Okay, I got it. Saturnalia. Where did it go? Okay, I got it. Saturnalia was by far the jolliest.
The what?
Jolliest.
The jolliest. Go ahead.
Roman holiday.
Uh-huh.
The Roman poet Catullus famously described it as the best of times. Mm-hmm. So riotous were the festivities that the Roman author Pliny reportedly built a soundproof room so that he could work during the raucous celebration.
During the raucous celebrations, because it was loud, man. Read on.
The temple of Saturn and other Saturnalian customs. Mm-hmm. Constructed in the 4th century AD to replace an earlier temple, The Temple of Saturn in Rome served as the ceremonial center of latter Saturnalia celebrations. On the first day of festivities, a young pig would often be publicly sacrificed at the temple,
Holiday ham. Read.
which was located in the northwest corner of the Roman Forum. The cult statue of Saturn in the temple traditionally had woolen bonds tied around his feet, but during Saturnalia, these bonds were loosed to symbolize the god's liberation.
God, hold on one second. I'm gonna send you another article because we probably gonna drop the Saturnalia. Let me see. Let me go to something else. Actually, no. Jump down to where it says how Saturnalia led to Christmas. Yeah,
How Saturnalia led to Christmas. Thanks to Roman Empire's conquest in Britain and the rest of Europe from the 2nd century BC to the 4th century AD, and their suppression of older seasonal rites practiced by the Celts and other groups.
What does that mean? What does it mean when it says what did you say? Please, Jonathan.
It means that they put aside all the other pagan holidays and made everybody succumb to their pagan
Right.
holidays.
It means, again, just like now, you are living this. This is why Christmas makes sense to you. Thanksgiving makes sense to you. Halloween makes sense to you. You're 4 and 5 years old and 6 and 7. You don't even know what Halloween means. You don't even know that Halloween is not an English word. It's not an English word at all. It comes from older languages, right? Halloween or Hallow's evening, right? But we don't know, but it just comes natural to us. Because whenever a people or a nation is in power, what do they always do? They spread a sphere of influence every single time. That's why the Greeks were celebrating Nimrod, essentially, because thousands of years ago, the Babylonian Empire was the most vast empire in the world. And they had left a stamp on the planet, a stamp that's still here today. This is real history. You understand? Read on.
Today's Western culture derive many of their traditional celebrations of midwinter from Saturnalia.
From Saturnalia, because Rome was, again, after Babylon, after Egypt, after the Persians and the Medes, after the Greeks, came Rome, and Rome was the largest empire on earth. Rome was larger than Greece. Greece hadn't conquered much of the known world. Greek was an empire, but not like Rome. Rome was America. Rome was Babylon. You understand? That's what. Good, please.
They had the old saying, all roads, no matter where you was, all roads lead to Rome.
All roads lead to Rome. See, the Greeks had put down the groundwork. The Greeks came in power because they did what? They beat who?
The Persians.
The Persians. Right? They beat the Persians, so they were in power. But it was the Romans who really took that global. You understand? So it just said that most of our traditions come from that. Read on.
The Christian holiday of Christmas, especially, owes many of its tradition to the ancient Roman festival, including the time of the year Christmas is celebrated. The Bible does not give a date for Christ's birth.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Say that again.
The Bible does not give a date for Christ's birth.
I got to say this real quick. Barak atah Yahweh Yahweh Shah for Commander General Yohana.
Most High in
Because I remember when I was a kid. What website are we on, Yanazar?
So I can't say
Do you know what website we're reading this from?
Google.com amp. I can't see it where I'm at right now.
No sweat. I'll tell you. This is history.com.
Salaki.
As in the History Channel. I remember as a kid, not even in 1969, I mean in the early 90s, when mainstream media and History Channel, they didn't tell you that Christmas came from Saturnalia. They did not tell you that. They did not tell you that Nimrod was born on December 25th, and that's where it comes from. The ISUPK has been telling you that Christmas was pagan and came from the ancient Babylonians since 1969. Tell me this is not the home of the truth, Ak. And now the History Channel is telling you that Christmas comes from Saturnalia and the Romans and the Babylonians and Semiramis and Nimrod and Tammuz. Read on, Ak.
Some theologians have concluded he was probably born in the spring.
I remember when the History Channel did not acknowledge that. I remember watching tapes of the seven heads in the 80s saying Christ was born around springtime. When the news channels just said, oh, we're having another jolly Christmas here. We're celebrating Christ's birth and every year. And now they're forced to recognize things that the ISUPK has been saying for over 50 years.
That's right.
About to do the 52nd annual Lord's Passover. Give the ISUPK, give the Most High a hand, man, Salakia. Give the Most High a hand for the Passover going down in Houston, Texas, man. We're going to keep doing this, man. We're going to keep bringing out this truth, man. Like my brother Kiara Ward likes to say, whether you like it, believe it, accept it or not, man. My brother, man. Because y'all didn't want to accept it before, but now it's in your news. Read on, Giannis. We're going to clip it soon.
As suggested by references to the shepherds and the sheep in the nativity story.
Right. We broke that down 50 years ago. That there's no way Christ could have been born during winter. Why? Because the inn was filled and because the shepherds were out doing what? Tending sheep. Do you do that in below zero weather? Please, my yard.
Since like, if I may, especially for North Carolina, what a lot of people don't know is that, you know, when we go out to those outskirts lands, like, you know, like that Lumberton or, you know, Snow Hill areas like that, where you see all those at land, just tobacco field and, you know what I'm saying, a cotton fields, like, those Edomites not even there.
Right.
During the winter, they're not there.
They're not there.
You know what I'm saying? They come, you know what I'm saying, around the right season, the time of the year, from up New York or somewhere up north to tend to their crop, and then they go right back. You know
exactly. Because that's the water. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Because that's when you tend to your fields. That's the time when you do it. You know what I mean? And we knew that the ISUPK been breaking that down since 1969, that Christ was not born in the winter. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's old. That's old. But now history.com, the History Channel, is admitting it. Like, well, yeah, he probably wasn't born around. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, Ak.
But by the 4th century AD, Western Christian churches settled on celebrating Christmas on December 25th.
Oh, no sweat. Read.
Which allowed them to incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia.
To do what?
Incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia.
Which allowed them to incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia. Again, now, without giving out, you know, I'm going a little over the time. I wanted to really drive it home and get into some of the Dutch origins of Christmas or whatever, but you know what? We might be able to get that later in the week, you know what I'm saying? I might even, because, you know, Friday night I'm going to be in for a radio show. Say less. No sweat. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to get into some of the like I said, some of the Dutch, the Netherlands aspects of Christmas or what have you. But that last part you just read, Yanazar, it said what again?
It convinced the remaining of
Use the mic? Yeah.
But by the 4th century AD, Western Christian churches settled on celebrating Christmas on December 25th, which allowed them to incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia.
Because Saturnalia went into December 25th, and Saturnalia went into December 25th. Why? Because Nimrod was born on December 25th, and that's why the evergreen tree, and that's why, again, I had another article, because of time, I'm not going to get into it, but that's why red and green are Christmas colors. If you were to read it, I'm going to read it real quick, Salakia. I mean, just bear with 5 minutes, bear with me. Let me just go to it real fast. Just to show you what they try to put forth. Where is it at? This is what I wanted right here. You stay where you at, Yanazar. So I want you to just hold what you got. You're going to pick up right from there. But I got to read this real quick so you can see the connection going all the way through from Nimrod and Semiramis to Saturnalia all the way to today. This is an article that asks the question, why are red and green traditional Christmas colors? And it says, Salakia. Oh, this article's all jumbled up. What is this? Salaki, bear with me. I might have to put this on my laptop. Let me see. Okay, here we go. It says, if you were to put your mental images of Christmas on the paper in the form of a drawing, chances are there are two crayons you'd use more than any others, red and green. For hundreds of years, red and green have been the traditional colors of Christmas, but why is that? Although Christmas trees are green and Santa's suit and Rudolph's nose are red, these, Salakia, they didn't switch the joint on me. Here we go. These modern holiday decorations and characters weren't the inspiration for the colors we associate with Christmas. To find their root, we have to go back much further in time. Although no one knows for certain how and why red and green became so closely associated with Christmas, there are a few popular theories. Many Christians believe red and green were inspired by the life of Jesus, whose birth the Christians celebrate on Christmas. Listen to this. Now this is an article telling you the different theories people have of where the green and red comes from. Now, I want you to listen to what they say about Jesus and relate it to the stories we've been reading. It says, green, for example, represents the eternal life of Jesus Christ, just as evergreen trees remain green the whole winter long. Likewise, red represents the blood shed by Jesus Christ during his crucifixion. Where does the evergreen tree really come from? Nimrod. And Nimrod really shed the blood of those people in Babylon. That's really where green and red comes from. You understand? Jeremiah told you about Christmas 600 years before Christ was even born. So when they told us as kids that Christmas was about Christ and loving Christ and the birth of Christ, that shows you the Christian church is full with nothing but a bunch of lying bastards. Because Jeremiah was before Christ, and he was telling you about Christmas trees. Read on from where you at, Yonazar.
Is Christmas a pagan holiday? Pagans and Christians coexisted, not always happily, during this period. And this likely represented an effort to convince the remaining pagan Romans to accept Christianity.
To do what?
To accept Christianity.
To do what?
To accept Christianity. As Rome's official religion.
That's the problem. It was a hard sell. It was marketing. Christianity became Rome's official holiday. By the time the Roman Empire collapsed, they didn't believe in, well, I'm not saying they didn't believe, but they weren't talking about Saturn anymore, Jupiter anymore, Aphrodite. They were talking about Jesus Christo in the Latin. You understand? They had completely switched their belief system to conglomerate Christianity with these pagan beliefs, which is why I asked at the beginning of the class about polytheism and monotheism. Read that sentence one more time, Yanazar.
pagans and Christians coexisted not always happily during the period. And this likely represented an effort to convince the
Slow it down, Yanazar. You got to, because they got to hear this.
And this likely represented an effort.
Pagans and Christians coexisted. They lived at the same time. And this likely represented what?
An effort to convince the remaining pagan Romans.
The remaining pagan Romans, the little bit that still wanted to believe in Jupiter, Saturn, so on. Go ahead.
To accept Christianity.
To accept Christianity.
As Rome's official religion.
They wanted to incorporate the pagans into Christianity. So what is Christianity? Is it a monotheism? Is it a polytheism?
Con out of one con.
Fair enough. That's a fair answer. You know what I would call Christianity? Garbage. Right. I would call it a garbage bastard religion. Because that's literally what it is. It's made up out of thin air by one of the biggest, largest empires to ever be on the planet Earth. And it was a conglomerate of their old beliefs with some newer beliefs, with the newest belief, and they threw it all together. Paul wasn't a Christian. Christ wasn't a Christian. And guess what? At this time, when they just said that they wanted to incorporate, Salaki, I want to read it wrong, to convince the remaining pagan Romans to accept Christianity as Rome's official religion. I want you to understand that the same people who made Christianity Rome's official religion, who did they kill? The same Roman officials who made Christianity. We just read it in history.com. Christianity became Rome's official religion. Those same officials, those same politicians, Roman politicians, and Roman policymakers who made Christianity the official religion, who did they kill? Please.
They killed Yahushua Christ.
They killed Yahushua Christ, man. Give him a hand. Please,
Also, the timing coincides with the Council of Nicaea.
Khan.
Where they made it official for that same reason that we're reading about. To incorporate to unify the split in the Roman Empire. So all of the timing of this is impeccable.
It's all coinciding. Yeah. And some stupid Negro will tell you Christ never lived. Christ is some fake Israelite or some conscious community fool will tell you, oh, Christ, you know what I mean? That's a made up story, you know what I mean? Christ never lived. But yet the Romans officially became Christians. They didn't actually follow Christ. That's false. They didn't follow Christ. But make no mistake about it. Christ walked the earth. And they saw an opportunity. They saw an opportunity to steal the Bible and steal power. You understand? And that's what they did. Again, I wanted to go into some more. Let me see. Just read that last paragraph and we'll clip it there.
Before the end of the 4th century, many of the traditions of Saturnalia, including giving gifts, singing, lighting candles, feasting, merrymaking,
go ahead,
had become absorbed,
brought into, go ahead,
by the traditions of Christmas as many of us know them today.
Christmas comes from Saturnalia, which comes from Nimrod and Semiramis and Tammuz. Give me go to Psalms 106, Ak. Read it. I'd rather close it out with a scripture. 106 and let me tell you 1 second. Psalms 106 and 34.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen.
As Israelites, we were mingled among the heathen, and we're still mingled among the heathen. Read.
And learn their works.
And learn their works. We learned their Christmas when it never had anything to do with us. We learned their holidays. We learned their traditions. We learn how to dress like them, walk like them, talk like them. Do you know that this Bible is talking about Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man? Because nobody has adopted their culture the way we have. We don't even know who we are, man. We don't even know. All we know is Christmas. All we know is these holidays. All we know is their world, man. Read.
Kanawakan 36. And they serve their idols.
We serving Nimrod. We serving them. We're Salakia, if I may. Friday coming up. The same fools on my goddamn Facebook telling me about a vaccine got a tree in their house. Right. You're going to tell me about some vaccine and you can't stop putting up trees?
That's right.
Read.
Kanawakan. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Which were a snare unto them. It was a trap, Ak. It was a trap. Read.
Kanawakan. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters
they
unto
sacrificed
devils.
their sons and their daughters unto devils, like when you let your kids go out for Halloween.
That's right.
Getting candy. Never mind that every single Halloween there's a story about how some kid bit into a damn, what kind of candy these kids like? I don't know, I'm old. What candies these kids like these days? Snickers bar. Okay, they still eat Snickers, no sweat. Some kid biting into a Snickers bar and his whole mouth is bleeding because it's a goddamn, you know what I'm saying? There's a Gem Star razor in the Snickers. Every year there's a story about this. Like, be careful this Halloween. They're putting razors in the candy apples. But you still going to send little Timmy out there so he can bite a candy apple and his whole mouth start bleeding. You understand? Sacrificing our sons and our daughters to devils. Read.
And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters.
Right, because we used to actually sacrifice them. Read on.
Whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan.
Of Canaan. Goddamn Africans, man. And make no mistake about it, Christmas comes from Africans.
That's right.
That's where it comes from. Christmas comes from Africans. Nimrod was an African.
That's right.
Read.
That's right. And the land was polluted with blood.
Read on.
Thus were they defiled with their own works.
We were defiled with our own works because we chose to do after the heathen. Did God punish the heathen? No, he punished us. Because that's their culture. They're supposed to do that. We're not. We just read the scripture earlier that says, what is our understanding and our wisdom in the sight of the nations? Is it Christmas? Is it ham? Is it pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster? No. It's keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Read on.
And went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people. And so as much that he abhorred his own inheritance.
He abhorred his own inheritance. He mad at us. He damn near hate his own people. Because we want to celebrate. We want to be like them. You know why? That's why he said it says he abhorred his own inheritance. Because the Most High hates heathens.
That's right.
Don't know if you know that. God hates heathens. Hates them. So when you acting like a heathen, he looking at you like, ugh, the hell is this? This ain't who I raised. It's like a father looking at his son. Man, you teach your son to be a man. Stand up tall, be strong, not be a coward. And one day he come home talking about, you know what I'm saying, Dad, I want to join the cheerleading squad. You'll be like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no son of mine.
Right.
Read on.
Kanawakan 41. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them.
They did what?
Ruled over them.
No, they hugged and kissed us.
Ruled over them.
They gave us Christmas gifts.
Ruled over them.
They sang what do you call them songs? The Christmas songs they sing outside your door.
Carols.
They sing Christmas carols. They sing those. Read on.
Ruled over them.
No, they ruled over us because we wanted to celebrate Christmas. That's how it starts. You celebrate Christmas, now the heathen rules over you.
That's right.
Celebrate his holidays. Our Native American brothers, man, whatever was left of them, you know what I'm saying? Whatever was left of them, they threw a Thanksgiving celebration. And to this day, they celebrate the same slaughter of our brothers, man. The same subjection and death every year. Read on.
Kanawakan 42. Their enemies also oppressed them.
They did what?
Also oppressed them.
Our enemies did what?
Oppressed them.
Oh, my God. Who is this talking about? Who could this be talking about? Who goes and wants to join a people?
Right.
And then wanting to join them becomes subject to them. Do you understand? I bring this out every week at camp, bro. We always talk about it. I learned from the Ottawaans above me. We were already under oppression when Martin Luther King came along. We had already been slaves. We had already gone through the scourge of racism. We had already seen Jim Crow and black codes that made it difficult for us to maneuver throughout these United States. But why do we say Martin Luther King was the biggest traitor in the history of black people? Because like Yanazar said, at least we had our own. At least after slavery, we knew this piece of garbage was not our friend. What you got, Yanazar?
You know, I didn't even read the article, but it made me mad when I saw it that we had our own of everything. Now they want to try to say that the Negro Leagues, they even want to steal the legacy of that. The Negro Leagues is now officially part of Major League Baseball history.
And some people celebrating that.
Yo, that was disgusting.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. I see why people would look at it and be like, okay, they recognize it. To hell with that, man. To hell with that. Because first of all, they're not even taking all the stats. Because Josh Gibson has more home runs than everybody.
At least 800.
He has more home runs than everybody in the history of the majors, right? But we had our own.
They were so afraid of him. When the Negro League played the Yankees, they wouldn't let him play.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Where you at?
Verse 42. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand.
Under their hand. We were brought into subjection. You understand? That's what we're living in today, man. Let go of Christmas. There's nothing to do with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like it's just fun and games and cute and whatever. No. It represents the fact that you don't have your own culture in this place.
Right.
But Barakatah Yahweh Shah for the Isupk and the Commander General Yohana. We have our own culture. We have our records. We have our history, man. Come into the classes, man, and learn about who you really are according to this Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Mahayo.
That's right.
ISUPK security announcements. We at ISUPK start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to share themselves of the world. They are to be saluted only. Salakia. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, of course, it will be Purim, right, which falls on February the 25th, right? You understand? So, of course, as we get closer to that, you know what I'm saying, we'll give y'all more details, keep y'all posted as far as what to do and where to be. You know what I mean? As we continue to embrace our culture, man, and our heritage that belongs to us. You know what I mean? Let's remind Akim Agwati and them check the social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on and so forth. For ISUPK materials and events, be sure to subscribe to that Black Watch, man. You know what I'm saying? Commander Yohana, you know what I mean? Commander Yohana will be live tonight. You understand? Teaching our people, you know what I'm saying? Specifically going over, you know what I'm saying, how to, you know what I'm saying, have your household in order, man.
Damn right.
How to be as a man and how a woman should look and the man that she should look for. You know what I'm saying?
God.
When it comes to searching out here, and these are the essential things that we need as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man.
Damn right. And if I could, one thing.
Yeah, can.
And, don't think I forgot to like you. If you're a fake Israelite, I know you scared of needles.
Good night.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Ouch.
No sweat. I know you scared of needles.
Ouch.
So the general will be on in just a minute. You might want to catch that because you know you watch the general anyway, all the time. Because if I may, we don't know what the hell your elder thinks about vaccines. We don't even know because we don't watch it. But y'all watch our videos, so we know what it is. But yeah, he'll be on in a minute. He's going to break down and talk to you about the vaccines. And hopefully maybe ease your pain just a little bit. But knowing y'all, because you're all cowards, it probably won't work. But nonetheless, he'll be on in a minute. If you're a real brother, a real man, then you can watch the general because you're not afraid of needles like some of these other people out here. What you got, Yonazar? Please. No, you don't got. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, these fools are so stupid. Don't they know that the oppressor is desperate? He wants a vaccine that works.
Come.
Because his whole civilization is dependent on that goddamn vaccine right now. He
Look,
ain't gonna come up with no bullshit right now.
Look, here's the funny part. He's going to try with the vaccine, but I promise you more and more people are going to die of COVID-19. And if COVID-19 doesn't do the work, then another disease is going to come and another one.
They say they got a variant in England now.
I'm not shocked. I cannot wait for all of these cats to line up for this vaccine. But no sweat. Because my bad, brother. Please continue.
You're good. You know what I'm saying? If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I mighty him.
You can clip it if you could, Baba Kashai.